Welcome back, guys. So in this video we're probably going to be messing around with the engine and seeing what we can do with it. We are going to be getting it pulled soon and all that. I want to get the engine out so that we can prime the firewall and everything and get that all ready for paint. And after it all dried, there's a few spots where we're going to have to put some body filler in and get it all smooth, so we'll be going over that later down the road. But today we're going to be focusing on probably getting this radiator support off and getting the radiator out and seeing how far we can get. So let's hop into that. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribing, and let's hop into this. So first thing first, what we're going to do is we're going to take off this fan strap. So it looks like it's just 4 10mm bolts here, and then this wire right here, we need to get a flathead screwdriver and pull it off. So let's hop into this. So we got this nice and loose. As you can see, it's holding in the radiator. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take this off, and that's what all the coolant is for the engine, and it's hooked to that. So what we're gonna do is take this off. There's 2 bolts that are holding it on. So we're gonna take that off, and we got our bucket here for anything that comes out. So let's take that off and see what else we can do. So now that we have everything disconnected, besides these pumps here, what we're gonna do is take these off. This one up top shouldn't have any fluid in it, so we can just pull this one off, and then that one down there should have fluid in it, so we will have to make sure we get that drained. Now these are on there pretty tight because they probably haven't been taken off in about 30 something years. So we're gonna have to get some force on them. Alright, let me grab me some gloves so that we don't cut ourselves or anything.
Sun
just gonna go around and take stuff off like this and set it over in our pile we have. But what we do need to do is we need to make sure we're getting this wiring harness and we're not cutting it or anything, because when we get a new engine, we don't know if we're gonna have to use it or not. But what we really need to do is start taking stuff off these wheel wells, because it's all connected to the engine. So we're probably gonna be taking the battery off now, just so nothing can happen, and then we can see what we can do from there. So let's do it. Why can't you find a sunny star? We're gonna take off this little wheel well. We had to free up the bolts up here first. It was just one little electric wire that we had to disconnect, so we went ahead and did that. Now this side was rusted out on front, so it's only held on by one bolt. All done. What we're gonna do now is start taking off the stuff on this wheel well, and then we'll take this wheel well off and then take off the radiator support, so then it will open up all of this. We won't be pulling the engine out today because I do need to get a cherry picker, and then I'm gonna have someone else help me with it because it is quite heavy, and we don't want to have any accidents happen. So we'll be waiting for someone else to help. So we should be able to get this all freed out today. So it'll just be the engine, and then we can easily pull it out the front without having to lift it all the way up. So it'll make everything easier. So let's start taking off this stuff and then see what else. Now what we're gonna do is take off this radiator support. all the bolts that are left on here is these two, or one on each side. So we're gonna take those off, and this thing should come right off. So let's get to taking those off. Got this side out. As you can see, it was very rusted, so that's why we did get our new one, which is great, because that side's all rusted out. So now that we got it all freed up, we're gonna start continuing unhooking stuff and see what else we can do. So next thing we're gonna do is take off the carburetor head, and we're doing that so that we can reach all these wires, so we can get all the wires out. So when we get ready to pull it, all we have to do is unbolt it from the engine mounts, and they can pull it right out. So let's start taking this off. Put that rag in there just so nothing would, no dust or anything would go inside the carburetor, because we aren't sure what we're doing with this engine afterwards. I mean, if we could sell it and get $100 or so, then we will, but we just want to make sure that if we do sell it, it's a nice engine so that it's all clean inside. So that's why we put that in. But now let's start going through these wires. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up all these tubes here and get them off of connected from the engine and all that. So let's do that. Went ahead and started draining the oil, so it's draining right now, and then we're probably going to try to get the exhaust unhooked from the engine, and then we might go ahead and drain the transmission oil and then see what else we got. Now what we're going to start doing is taking off all the pulley system and all that, just so that it's easier to pull out. And so we're going to start taking off all these. Hopefully the fan, not quite sure how to get it off. So let's start taking stuff off. Alrighty guys, so that's probably going to be a wrap for this video. We did get a lot done. All we have to do next is, or until we can pull it, is take off these mufflers or exhaust pieces here. And after we get those taken off, we should be able to pull it. All we have to unhook is the engine mounts right here, and then the transmission, and then we should be able to pull this thing out. So hopefully we can do that soon. But for now, that's going to be a wrap for this. Maybe in the next video we'll be pulling this thing out. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. And if you liked the video, smash that like button, and follow us on Instagram too. So yeah, that's a wrap.